For people that don't read much about ASEAN, I know it's your favourite topic. Tell us about the significance of this year, but also that 50-year anniversary.
Yeah, well, it is significant. Australia was ASEAN's first dialogue partner 50 years ago, so this summit is to mark the anniversary, to commemorate that 50-year anniversary, if you like, and it brings together leaders from across Southeast Asia. ASEAN is the grouping for Southeast Asia, and so all of the leaders from the main countries, sans a couple, will be here to meet with Prime Minister Albanese. There's a 3-day summit taking place, there's the leaders track, but there's also a range of complementary tracks that are taking place as well.
As the head of Asialink Business, obviously there'll be a political focus with the leaders, but what opportunities can you see in this meeting for Australian business to better connect with the Asian markets?
Yeah, that's a major theme of this year's summit. I mean, it's really noticeable. And so the government preceded this summit by developing a Southeast Asia economic strategy to 2040. That strategy was developed by Nicholas Moore, the Special Envoy to Southeast Asia. He's a very credible corporate figure. He was the head of Macquarie Bank. And the consultation process around that strategy has been quite extensive. I mean, something like 600, 700 organisations that he and the team at the Department of Foreign Affairs Trade met with. And that's resulted in a raft of recommendations that will really underpin the next few days.
Are there big gaps in opportunities that Australian businesses aren't exploiting?
Yes, there are.
In ASEAN markets?
There really are. And I think that's why we're having this summit and you're seeing such a heavy focus on business track as well as some other thematic areas. We had a summit in 2018, but we need to do this one again because the work's not yet done. It's not anywhere near mission accomplished. And so this summit's really a call to action to Australian business to take another look at Southeast Asia to understand what the contemporary business landscape looks like and what are the opportunities that are in their own interests.
What markets in particular do you think could be really fruitful for Australian businesses?
Well, look, I'd take a sectoral approach to this. I mean, there are differences across the 10 nations of Southeast Asia. I mean, you've got Singapore, which is a city-state, concentrated, highly developed, and then you've got a big populous nation like Indonesia, 270 plus million people and quite distributed geographically as well. Sectorally, we've got our traditional sectors around resources, agriculture, education served us really well. But there's also really exciting opportunities in green economy, digital, some of those emerging sectors, great opportunities for partnership for Australian business.
On a broader level, and you watch this fairly closely, how would you assess the state of ASEAN as a regional bloc? Pretty cohesive, challenges, opportunities? How do you see it?
Look, I mean, it's always characterised by being consensus-driven, and that has positives, but it also means that sometimes it has challenges in dealing with contentious issues. Most of the communiques and statements do look for that consensus across the group. But overall, it's been a very effective binding force for the region. It's given countries like ourselves a group to engage with, to explore issues, on the business front, to look at free trade agreements, economic integration, ways we can remove barriers to doing more business together, and it's been effective on the business front.
You mentioned clean energy. Will climate change be an issue that's discussed over this 3-day summit?
It will. So there's several tracks accompanying the leaders track. There's a business track, there's a climate and clean energy track, emerging leaders, as well as maritime cooperation. So climate and clean energy is one of those sectors that everyone's looking at with great interest, and it is seen that there's opportunities for collaboration on that front.